All right, students, this will be our fifth lesson. So let us quickly jump to it. Okay, we'll be jumping our module 2 um, that speaks about the conversion of foreign currency. We'll do that last. So at this current moment, I want us to just focus on the theory part. Then after we're done with our theory part, we'll therefore go back to our currency conversion topics. All right, so let's quickly jump to itineraries. Our topic 2, I'm on page 29 of your textbooks. Describing, researching, and drawing up a logical and detailed itineraries for a personal and a general tour. So itineraries, we do know that as a travel consultant, when you plan, you design tour packages for your clients, you will also have to design them an itinerary, a detailed itinerary, um, so that they do know what to do, when, and how. For example, for those who do not know what is an itinerary is a plan for a journey. So a planning for a journey that will obviously give dates or days and activities that will be done on each particular day, listing different places in the order in which they are to be visited. So that's an itinerary. Basically, it's just the planning of what your clients will be doing in certain days, what activities they'll be doing, which days, where, which establishment they'll be using, and so on. So basically, it's just in simple terms, it's like a road map of their tour. So it's like a map of their tour. Where will they be going? How long will they take? Uh, uh, will they will they rather be in that particular place, and so on and stuff like that. So basically, there is an itinerary. All right. Then we move on. Before we move on, we can see here that basically, there are two types of itinerary. We've got a personal and a general itinerary. So a personal, we do know that a personal will be an itinerary that is for a specific individual or client. It will have dates, it will have all the activities and what the client will be doing, and so on. And a general itinerary is for everyone. It's not private, it's not for a specific individual or couple for that matter. But it's for everyone. Everyone who's interested in that particular tour can normally or usually take the general itinerary. But we're going to find out more about the two, the difference. Now, still on page 33 of your TVET first, the difference between general and personal itineraries. Now, a personal itinerary is created when a client is not interested in an itinerary planned by the tour operator. So if the travel agent is not, or rather the client is not interested in an itinerary that is planned by a travel or tour operator, then he will opt to go for a personal itinerary. All right. The client wants a tailor-made tour, a tour that he or she plans himself together with the tour operator. So a tailor-made tour. I always tell my students that what is to tailor? We do know that we've got tailoring people who tailor. We've got tailoring shops that tailor. So they need things or clothing for a better understanding. So tailor, someone who knits clothing. So when you knit, you bring together different, material, hope it together. So when you bring different material together until the material that you brought in one place make up an output product. Same thing applies here. When you're looking at the tailor-made tour, is whereby the client will also be involved in planning the tour. The client will be involved in making changes in cutting and chopping, what he or she doesn't like, and adding what he or she likes. So that's basically what it means by a tailor-made tour. Therefore, you do have to involve the client together with the travel consultant in making the tour. So that itinerary that will come up out of that, it will be called a personal itinerary. Why? Because it was tailor-made. Okay. Then we come to a general itinerary, please, colleagues, rather students. In an examination, they will give you an itinerary, a long itinerary, because they just wanna distract you. But as a smart student, when you go through that long itinerary that the examiner would have given you, you should be able to differentiate between a personal itinerary and a general itinerary. Now, a question and exam paper will come and say, would you regard the itinerary that we have given you as a personal or as a general itinerary? And give reasons for your answer. If the itinerary that has been given to you by the examiner is a personal itinerary, then you should tell the examiner why you think it's a personal itinerary. If the examiner has given you a general itinerary, then you must say it's a general itinerary and why you think it's a general itinerary. Then there you will need skills. You will need to be a skilled and a well-trained student or a well-trained travel consultant to answer those questions. Why? Because you are smart. You do know the difference between a personal and a general itinerary. Okay. In a general itinerary, specific dates are not given. Aha. Now, here's the first answer to your question. In a general itinerary, specific dates are not given. Sorry. So now, if an examiner would decide to give you an itinerary, and in that particular itinerary that the examiner has given you, the examiner has given you, the examiner therefore decides to give specific dates in that particular itinerary. And the examiner comes with questions and say, as a student or as a well-trained travel consultant, what itinerary has been given to you? Remember, the examiner has given specific dates, all right, to that particular itinerary. Or the examiner has not given specific dates. Then it must be clear to you what type of an itinerary the examiner has given you. If it's a general itinerary, there won't be specific dates. No specific dates will be given. Okay, if it's a personal itinerary, specific dates will be given. So that's the measure difference between the two. The days of the tour are listed as days. Day one, rather, day two, etc. For example. So in a general itinerary, you will see day one. There are no dates, okay? Because it's general. My day one can be today in a general itinerary. Your day one as a client can be tomorrow in a general itinerary. All right. So that's the major difference between the two. Okay. I think that was important for me to stress.